I'm good.
I just want to say when I see you on TV, I remember back when you was with Ernest and Debbie when they introduced me to you, and I think you was having like a little show with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want you to say to the younger people that's out there what it took for you to get to that level. And I know it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And right now I can see like even the Democratic Party is looking at you for guidance. You know, when things is going down, you took the forefront and you stepped up and you spoke in their behalf. What would you tell someone that is really trying to find their way on how to keep going forward?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I always tap into one of my favorites, and that's Shirley Chisholm.
Yes.
And I think about what did her journey look like? And the reality is that she didn't see anyone that looked like her, but for her, that wasn't a deterrent as to what she could or could not do. And so what I would tell you is even if there's no one else who has walked that same path, just know that you can get it done. If you truly believe that that is what you were supposed to do, then don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. Because we are pure greatness. It is the reason that so many of us, people of color, black folk, are under attack right now. It is because of our greatness. And so every room that you walk into, just know that you absolutely are supposed to be there, because chances are you had to work 5, 6, 7, 10 times harder. So when we talk about my journey specifically and what it took me literally listening, because this isn't a job that's about me. It's always about the people.
Right.
And so I listened to the people that I served when I was serving on the state level. I made sure that I always connected with them and that they always knew that they were my priority. It is a lot more difficult to imagine listening to 766,000 constituents, which is what I have right now. But I do my best. If you are trying to make sure that you're communicating to us the issues that matter most, even if you're not talking directly to me, that is why I have an amazing staff. I hear about what's going on at the Social Security office, what's going on when you go down to the VA office, what's going on with the IRS. My team staffs me and makes sure that I know what issues are plaguing our community. That is how we know where to send the dollars, because we know what's going on. I stay in touch with all of my city council folk, with my county elected leaders, as well as my state elected leaders, so that I can serve you. So listen, I know that you may see me on TV a lot. I know that you may see me in viral moments. But the reality is that that is not the majority of my work. The majority of my work is centered around you, the people, and making sure that I can uplift your voices when I am in committee. The reason that I'm so passionate about the things that I say is because I know that there are real people behind me that are counting on me to make sure that people will not demean them, whether it's in their policy or whether it's literally in their decorum. So I want to say thank you, and I also want to say just keep believing, because there is nothing that we cannot do.
And one more thing before you go, we know in the next couple of days the Republicans will be taking over. What would you do in your best power to see how y'all can come together and get some of the things that you want to do to go forward? I know it's going to be a fight, but how can you think you can cross over and try to talk? Is there anybody you see on that other side you making reach to help continue some of the things you're doing?
So I'll say this. We've been in a divided government since I got there.
Right.
Republicans control the House. So the only way that I could get things done, the only way that I could get that money and bring it home is by working across the aisle. Right now, though, I'm walking into a Republican trifecta.
Right.
So I don't know what it is that they will care to work with me on, but I will tell you, I have to be very, very honest, and I try to always be real. Our senior senator, Senator Cornyn, has always been a good partner since before day one. He is someone that has always reached out to me. He made sure that he met with me face to face when I first got to Congress, when we couldn't get sworn in. He called our office and said, hey, we will help you out in any way that we can, because we weren't allowed to do anything. And he consistently carries legislation. He always tells me, come to me first before you go to a Democrat. If you really believe it's good for Texas, then I want to be able to help you if I can. And he has truly lived up to that. And so I know how to give due where I need to.
Right.
But at the same time, we're not really living in a world where it's about people that want to come together.
Right.
The reality is that the guy that is now going to occupy the White House does not care about coming together. So many on that far extreme, they are about tearing government apart. They are consistently saying, go and fire people. They are consistently demeaning our federal workers, whether it's our postal workers, which in Texas 30, we had Mr. Eugene Gates that literally gave his life to us. I will never forget the sacrifices and the real people, because it's not just bureaucracy. There are real people. There are mothers like mine who has worked for the federal government since I was a little girl, starting at the post office. That is who raised me. That is how I became the person that I am. That is the person that was able to sacrifice and do so much to make sure I got the education that I could get, so that I could rise to this level. And so I know that there are other little Jasmines that are relying on their moms that are working within the federal government. And so I will never trash them. Instead, I will do everything that I can to give them the tools that they need to serve the people of our districts. And so if we can get people elected to office that are servant-oriented, that continuously remind themselves that they work for the people and not the other way around, then we can always work, regardless of what letters you have in front of your name. We will always be able to work because we have the same center. But I can tell you that some of these people ain't about that life. So listen, when it's time to nuck, if I'm buck, I'm going to do it.
Well, I see your grind, and I believe that, sometime the Lord will use your enemies as your footstool.
Yeah.
You keep doing what you're doing. You may be that first one to be the president.
I don't think so.
Oh, you never know.
You gotta run to win.
Right. But, you don't know what the Lord has in store
That
for
is
you.
true.
You have made it a long way from a lawyer to
That's
where
true.
you at today.
That's true.
So just keep doing what you're doing. You'll break them down because you got the personality. You got what it takes.
I appreciate that.
All right, GFN Soul and also KNON. This is how we do it. Jasmine Crocket.
100% real.
One of us.
That
I
part.
have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty